I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Hello.
All right, Professor. Yeah, man, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, great, man.
All right, wonderful people. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports of Alfredo Montesso, and we were having some technical difficulties, and just when we're about to start, Professor, everything is working out.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the problem was in the piece behind of the computer, because I set up something in my system here, and then the mic is working now. Sorry about that, man.
Okay, not
Was
a
my
problem,
problem.
not a problem.
You know that technology it's good, but when it relates with football, it's better to be on the field.
It's better to be at. The thing is, just like how technology
Yeah.
is evolving, so is football evolving, Professor. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I join with Jamaica. All of us say big thank you for joining, and thank you for coming on. I know you are busy.
Yes.
And you have some stuff to do, so we may have to make it a little shorter than we initially planned. But I know that you're gonna give me a second interview, and things. So
I will, Omar. It's a pleasure, but today International played a very important game in the youth program, and we qualified to the quarterfinals to Brazilian Championship, and was a big event this afternoon. And I have to go for an interview that was not in my plan, but you know that it's things that come. And football is like this, and I have to leave it to the TV in a while. Sorry
okay.
about it, Omar. Sorry
So yeah,
about it.
man, not a problem. So tell us, what are you doing? You just mentioned the youth setup at is it Football Club International in Brazil? And just tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Yes, International is the team that came. Alisson from Liverpool, Falcão used to play here back in 1982. So it's a big club in Brazil that it's a former world champion, club world champion. So it's a enormous
That mean that they have also that
team.
mean they won Copa Libertadores already.
Yes, they won a Copa Libertadores. They won the world champion back in 90s. So it's a really I meant a big team with thousand and thousand fans in Brazil, and I got the invitation from them to be responsible as a technical director from all the youth teams, and the connection between the youth teams to the professional program, and then I'm like a month here working with them, and we got this quarterfinal that we were involved this afternoon, and we beat Cruzeiro today 2-1, and we qualify to the next phase, and then you know, so
Because I
there's some.
heard rumors that you are going to move to AC Milan in a big position. I don't know if that is so. Are you staying with
Mm,
International?
no, I'm staying here. I'm
Okay.
really happy with the program. Really happy with the team and the management staff that received me here, and I am really involved in the program right now.
All right. So listen, because I know, like I said, we have limited time. I want you to tell us about Jamaica. You're rolling because you're in a very bad state now. As you, I know you follow what is happening with the national team because you didn't just coach, assisted, and was technical director. I mean, your heart, you always had a heart, still have a heart for Jamaica. You check up on stuff, always open. Even if a club from Jamaica call you and you have the time, you jump on it. That's how much you love Jamaica. And we Jamaicans, we appreciate that and appreciate all the work that you have done in the past and the advice that you give to many coaches. I was speaking to Najee and the Mount Pleasant staff, and they spoke about how even you were there, I think last year, just giving advice and running sessions with them. But I'm going to stop talking, and you just tell us about your experience in Jamaica in the 1998 campaign and your other stink where I think you worked briefly with Winifred Schaefer. Um, so go ahead,
Yes,
Professor.
to be honest with you, Omar, time by time in in my house we speak in family conversation, and suddenly comes like we how we miss to live in Jamaica, to be there, to see people there, to our friends, so this is how we feel connected with the country, and how we feel connected with football because what we did there, so this is always in our heart, and we never forget, not only football but all the friends that we did there, and so this is how we feel about Jamaica. And of course, that when I see Jamaica in the position that they are now, I don't feel so pleased because, um, by the quality that we have in Jamaica and around the world, Jamaicans around the world today, of course, Jamaica deserves to be in a better position as we are right now, So. Um, it's something that we have to step back a little bit and see what has been done, and get everybody together and jump in the same boat, because when Jamaica qualify to our next World Cup, this will be benefit for everyone involved in football, everyone in the country. So this is what I believe, and this is how I feel, and I share for a better result from Jamaica in this qualifying competition.
Yeah, but what are some of the things that were the key ingredients while you were here in our football that you could teach us or tell us now so we can look and see if these things are missing? Because we believe now we have better talent than before, but we are doing worse now than we did before.
I believe that quality is there always. The quality was there, and is still there. And as you said, we have a better. I believe that Jamaica has a better scenario now, with players playing around the world with more international experience. I remember back in the 98 campaign, what we did with Jamaica traveling around the world was exactly for the position to get more international experience. And so this is what Jamaica need in that time, and has in a very large amount today, but the next ingredient I can tell you, Omar, is the commitment by the group, the coach staff, the players. So the stakeholders that around the JFF and the in campaign, you know. So to us and to me right now is the key for any turning point that Jamaica is looking for right now, you know. So if everyone get in the same boat, everyone commit themselves for a bigger picture, a bigger scenario. This is what the guys they did back in the days. I remember that you know many of them they commit themselves to the program. They were there for that, you know. And of course today the scenario is completely different. They have professional lives, they have other interests in game, you know. So this is something that I cannot say what they are doing right now or what they are passing right now. But if there is no commitment, this is what I said to the boys this afternoon in previous to the game, you know, because we have a good team, we have a very nice team that they do, you know, a very good tactical movement on the field. But if you don't put the spirit in the game, if you don't put
Yeah.
yourself in the game, there is no way to achieve nothing, you know, because okay, we're going to play compact, we're going to play, you know, in low line and, you know, pressing them high over there and play in the corridor. We're going to do whatever they have to do. But if they don't put the spirit in the competition, they don't gonna achieve nothing. And really, I don't know if this is the problem, you know. But I can tell you that there is no way to achieve nothing if there is no spirit in the game.
No spirit. I love that. I love that because when I,
Sorry about it.
no problem. Totally understand. You're a busy man, you're a technical director, so we expect some of that to happen. People really appreciate all the comments, but we want to, I just want to stay silent and listen to us. Work with me, and then we'll allow some time for some of your stuff. But, Professor, so now one of the problems we have as the fans of the football is that we don't see a system of play. Um, and we have had
Mm.
persons like you and Rene Simoes and others who have been in Jamaica. Has there ever been a handbook or a manual that says this is based on the speed of the Jamaican, the personality of the Jamaican, the context of the country? This is the best system of play that applies to the Jamaican context. So have this across the parishes, and it will across the national teams, because we don't see a system of play right now.
Omar, you know, what I believe is that Jamaica has a different moment right now, you know. So professional players, big players in Europe,
Europe.
in, you know, in America. So those players they are more exposed to a different system of play, different of type of coach, different of leadership, you know. And the key to bring them to Jamaica is to try to blend it everything and build a team in that system is not easy, you know. So this demand more experience from the coach. This demand time to be not only training with them, practice with them, but talking with them and try to get what they have the best in their club and put inside of national team system. So it's not easy to say that there is a manual to coach Jamaica today because of the different cultures, different type of games that they are playing in their clubs. If you see, so I believe that the coach in Jamaica today, he has uh, a very short time to spend with the team. So
Okay.
the key will not be in practice today, but the key will be in mixing them to get them in different type of or the system of play and put them to be organized as a team. So I don't understand so much when you have a result as you had in Mexico You start with Mexico, almost drawing with Mexico, and lost in the last minute. This I don't see the game. I didn't see the game. But when you see the result, looks and how the result was building, this showing a little bit that the team what didn't make so bad over there. And when you change the team so much, I don't know what happened in this period of time, but when you change it like a six, seven pieces, this is uh, create, I believe, sometimes create in the group a little imbalance,
Yeah.
because hey, we are doing good, we are not doing good, how we, so you don't create a chemistry between the team. So I believe that we have to be more calm and be more settled with what we believe and then move
And the
forward with it.
consistency to do it. I like that because that's part of the thing. You have to build a consistency with
Yeah.
certain players. But I'm saying a brilliant mind like you, being a part of the football, Coach Whitmore. He's a part. He have had interaction over the years. Right? I mean, why I can get through to you and pull some of your wisdom? Why don't like coaches do that kind of a thing? Or is it that they can't get through to you? Are you not willing to help them if they call and say, Professor, I mean, help us. This is the situation that we are in. I mean, what is hindering that kind of a thing? Because I know you have always made yourself available to help Jamaica's football. Because there are many like me who believe that you need to come back to Jamaica right now and help restructure our football from a technical director perspective, right? I'm not launching a campaign, but I know your heart for the country. I've seen that. And I think it starts there. It starts with what are we doing across the country. I think like if you were the technical director, you could help the coach with some things. You use a very important word earlier, the experience of the coach. The coach talking to the players, know what they are doing in the clubs. Our coach recently said he doesn't talk to some of the players. He allows his assistant coach to talk to them.
Yeah, really, it's very difficult to talk about something like that, what happened internal with the group, and the structures that is running over there. But I know Theodore has a lot of experience, so he's a quite period of time with the Jamaica program, and really I have been in his side. Of course, he was starting his career as a coach, you know. And but today he's an experienced coach, so I don't want to say if this is right or wrong, because as I said to you, I'm not living the moment inside of the group, so it's very
Okay.
difficult to say that. And I believe that Theodore knows what he's doing, and this is the coach life, Sometimes you're going uh, to work in a different way. So I hope that he is in a good moment. It's very important to have someone backing you up, giving that experience and help you in very difficult decisions that you have to take for the team, for what is the best for the team, for the best for the country. And I know Paul Hall is there. I don't know how experienced Paul Hall is in that position.
Yes.
And anyway, you know, so I just want that Jamaica improve and do better and qualify again to the World Cup. This is what I expect.
Yeah. One of the other big things is that we have often heard that the players locally are not good. They're average players. You have worked with um, a lot of the local players in your time here in Jamaica. What are your thoughts on players who are locally here in Jamaica? How good you think they are, and what can we do as a nation to make those who play locally? They may not get into the big clubs in Europe. How can we do though develop them, and what are your thoughts in terms of the quality of football in Jamaica? Not Jamaican footballers, because we may have 15 persons in the squad who plays in England. They were developed in England. I'm talking about the ones who play here locally, come through the schoolboy system and play in the Premier League. What has been your observation with our football?
Omar, I believe that, of course, the times change, okay? But what I believe is that one thing is important for Jamaica, always will be. Doesn't matter if you have how many players you bring from Europe. Uh, I believe that Jamaica has to have a local bunch of squad that give a support to the national program, and of course build those guys, especially in the youth programs, to be one base to the Jamaica program. So because I believe to spread the message to the players that come and join the national team, a country like Jamaica, this experience works with Rene and with us when we were there in Jamaica a lot, was to always have a little base of players established in Jamaica, training, practicing, and developing them. Because when you need a support to overseas players that join the Jamaica program, you have those guys to spread the message between them as well. It's not only the coach, this job has to be done, you know, but the players, they help you to spread this message to between them. So this is one experience that we got, and then I experienced that always open opportunities to local players to be in international program as well. So I still believe that this is a good way to be done. I don't know if they are doing that, but I still believe that this is one good way to work.
Okay, all right. A lot of I see one comment. They're saying that Brazil, like a nation like Brazil, even their Brazilian football is evolving. I think even in this present World Cup campaign, they have not lost a game. They're conceding the least amount of goal. They don't play the way that they used to play back in the days of the Ronaldo and the Romario and the Bebito or the Dungas. It's a different style that they're playing. They're looking more European in terms of how the national team plays. Right? Go
Omar,
ahead.
this is my big fight here international, because I just came and I work with as a technical director and the youth program, doing the transition with the professional team, and of course establishing now the methodology of practice for the all the units that we have here. We have from uh, under 8
Yes.
to under 20. Okay, so we have like a 12 units here in the program. And my biggest fight is that the European, we still send a lot of players from Brazil to Europe. Okay, and I believe that Brazil is still the number one country that export players to play abroad. Okay, point. And the Europeans, they come to Brazil to bring someone that they cannot produce over there. So they come to Brazil to produce or to take the quality of players that we have here in Brazil to put it in there. So the skill, the think, the dribble, so everything, or the beautiful game that we used to play with Garincha, Zico, and many players that we export around the world. But today, you know, when I got here in international and I see how they are structuring their practice and how they are dealing with players, I said to them, listen, we are getting in a position to produce players that Europeans
Yeah.
they don't need, because we are taking the creativeness and the skill from our players, because we don't allow them to dribbling anymore, to think, or So everything now from 8 years old, I see coach inside of the field with a big board, putting players. Listen, you moving here, you moving there. So listen, Europeans and abroad, they don't need players like this. They have over there in Brazil, and I say in Jamaica as well. They want players that they don't have in there. So they want
Okay.
players with skill, with talent, and we going to allow them only if we give them, if we're going to have those players, only if we give them
What they don't have in
autonomy.
Europe.
Autonomy. They must have autonomy to play their game.
Okay. Oh,
You
that's a
understand
very
what I
valid
mean,
point.
Omar?
Very valid
So
point. So,
they
yeah.
have to be there on the field and do whatever they want to do, especially in the youth program. They have to develop their quality. And we are, after 7-1 to German, we start to say that, okay, we don't know nothing anymore about football. We have to produce the same thing that Europeans or Portuguese or Germany or Spanish coach they do. We have to be in the board. We have to fix. No, we don't need to do nothing like this. So the first thing that I did here in international, our practice now has every day from the young team to the old team, they must to have uh, at least 20 minutes to be there on their own on the pitch and do
Okay.
whatever we
That's
used to
interesting.
do, whatever we used to do in the street, because
That's an interesting concept.
we don't allow it anymore. We just want to move them in block. We want to move them for a high ball. We want to move them in the corridor. We want to fix them in the pitch as they are like a robot. And we don't need no
Okay.
robot in football in Brazil.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that what you are trying to restore at international is to get that Brazilian DNA to come out of the players, to come out of the players, right?
Mm,
Because after that defeat in the World Cup, they felt like they needed to get back to, they need to play European. They don't need to. They don't
no
need to
way, man.
because
No way.
Europeans don't want people
No
who
way.
are like Europeans.
Yeah.
What they want is they want the Brazilian flair.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Omar, because what happened is that I know that our coach they need to study. You know, they
Yes.
need to improve. They need to get a open mind for a modern football today, a different mind, a different set of players that are in football today. But we cannot lose our essence in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
You
We can't
understand?
lose who we are, but we
No,
must
who we
learn
are.
what.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. All
we
right. So,
must learn, but we cannot move. We cannot lose who we are in the pitch, in the
Professor,
game.
I don't understand. So, at international, no, you're saying that you have teams learning the system from 8 years old. You can't share some of this information with the JFF and say, listen,
Mm.
here is what we do at international from the kids are 8 all the way up to 20.
Yeah, this is
Can't
crazy, man.
can't you help
This is
us?
crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. And the point is, Omar, one thing that affect me so much is that if we don't have a static practice, if you don't have like something with a lot of cones on the pitch or something that looks good for outside, looks like that we are not doing a good job or a good practice in there. So this is what my concern here in international today, and this is what I'm looking for to improve in the system that we are doing here. And I believe that they are understand that. All of them, they were like very anxious to receive some information like this, someone that's supporting them in this kind of position. So this is the curriculum that I want to live to international in the day that I live here, that I live out of international.
But Professor, you're making all of us in the in the comment section, all my people in the comment section saying, why can't we get the professor to give us some of these stuff, even at the coaching level? Because this is a problem with our football. When I hear you speak about these things, I'm saying at the national level, we don't have this. And we have persons like you who have all this wealth of knowledge, and you're just a phone call away. Why hasn't somebody called and said, Professor, listen, we want to restructure our football. We know you're not here, but you understand the country. You understand the dynamics. You understand the financial restraint. What transferable principles we can take from what you're doing in Brazil and implement here. Because I feel most of us feel like our football is going backwards.
Yeah, man. As I said, I am really sentimental involved with Jamaica because of the all the years that I left living there. Everything was so marvelous for me when we live in Jamaica, and all the things that we lived with football in Jamaica, and but now I am involved with a program here, and then I just please to see Jamaica to move forward again. You know, I believe that we did a big step when we were there, and really still available to help anytime that the country needs. But we have to focus in what we are doing now. We know that everything comes to the national program when the seniors team achieve better results. And to be honest with you, I'm really expecting that Jamaica get better results now. I believe that they have to be focused in the way to improve step by step, game by game, restructure the team, put everybody together, because I know there is time. You know, the campaign just start. It's short campaign. We know about it. You know, but you remember back in '98 we lost in the
We were
first.
5 points. We were five
Yes,
points in the
five
first
points
round.
in the first round, and we got there. So it's possible. We have just to believe it.
All right, and I think the last campaign you were involved in is because I think you left in 2013.
Yeah, it was 2013 campaign for 2014.
Right,
And we left after the game against Honduras,
right.
and then they brought the coach from Germany, Schäfer, no?
Winifred Schaefer. Right,
Yeah,
right,
Schäfer.
right. Because
Uh,
and this is the thing. No, you know
mm.
who we play tomorrow.
Yeah, we play him, huh? In Honduras.
Here's the thing. The last time the coach was
Uh,
removed,
we
we were
play
in a
them. We
bad
play them.
position, and we played
Yeah,
Honduras. And after the
yeah.
Honduras game, we got
We'll
a
be
new. We got
we'll
a.
be in San Pedro Sula or in Tegucigalpa.
Um, right. Listen, I wish it was Tegucigalpa, but this time it's Pedro Sula.
Oh, Pedro
So
Sula.
it's like the
Okay,
same place. Everything
the
is
same
just coming.
thing.
Everything is coming back full
Yeah,
circle. So
yeah.
my question, someone is asking, did introducing 9 players in the 2014 campaign hinder them? I think
uh,
players were introduced late in that campaign as well.
yeah. Yeah, that campaign was we started really well. You remember that, we draw against Mexico in Mexico was the first point we got at. I think that's the first and the only point that we got in Azteca Stadium, if I'm not wrong. You know,
Right, right. We got a point in the Azteca in that
yeah.
campaign.
We
Yes.
could win the game. You remember, Macanuth lost one or missed one goal.
Yeah.
Was incredible, and we could beat Mexico in this time over there. And then we got back against Panama. We could win. We could beat Panama, and we draw in a circumstance, that was amazing. After Many things back in this scenario, in this backstage, happened with the team. So was tremendous that campaign, you know. But anyway, Omar, I'm so sorry, man,
Yeah,
but I
because
have to
I know
leave you, man.
yeah, I know you have to leave and sing.
Yeah.
Listen, but I'm going to give you 2 minutes because everybody's saying come back to Jamaica. They are hashtagging help us coach. So I want you to speak to the Jamaican people because honestly, most of us are losing hope in this campaign again. And this is from 1998 to now. This would be the sixth cycle that we're missing out on. All right. So talk to us before you go. The last words are yours. So go ahead and talk to us. Give us
To be
hope. What the coach, if you had any advice for the players, for the coach, for the fans, what would that be? Because the coaches are probably going to hear this, the federation, they're probably going to watch or hear this video, the players are, and the fans are. What is your word to all of us?
to be honest with you, is the word that always we had in mind every time that we work with Jamaica, you know. So when I said to my coach here, as we played that game, that was important game this afternoon, you know, I said, Coach, listen, you don't need the best players, you need the right ones, you know. So you need the right ones that will be committed with the game plan that you have, will be committed with the team, will be committed with the fans, will be committed with our program, because in this type of player, so the right player, the player that will be committed with us, they're gonna be on the field and they're gonna die for us there. So this is, I believe that this is the key for any coach, to try to bring the team as a one set of players that are, they have different wishes or they have different goals, but they can unify these goals in one national program. And this is what I hope for Jamaica.
Yeah. All right. Love that. Listen, coach, I know we're going people, we're going to finish up this interview. Coach has to go, but like I said, his team won. He has a new job started a month ago. But people, trust me, we're gonna find a way to get back
Mm,
Alfredo Montesso here.
yeah.
We go. International is in Sao Paulo.
Internacional is in Porto Alegre, is in Rio Grande do Sul, is the last country in the south of Brazil. We have border with Argentina here, you know. So the coach for the professional team is a Uruguayan, Diego Aguirre, you know. So it's a very good coach, man. You know,
You don't
and
want any
international is
Jamaicans over
good.
there to play for international. We have some under 17s, and
We need to keep in contact because they have three Colombians in the youth program here. So why not Jamaicans?
I am telling you, you tell me.
Yeah.
Professor, thank you. Listen, all the
Now,
best on the
now,
interview.
now they have a chance, Omar, because my connection, you know.
They
Now
have
they have a chance. Of course, you know. So you don't have Jamaican players here because maybe the guys that doing
the recruiting.
the recruiting, they just don't know the market. So, but I told them that we have quality players in Jamaica, and this is one door that is open for
Yeah,
us right now.
even if it's Anna, if we can get 2 15-year-old over there for 1 year to learn,
Yeah, that will
I
be
think that would be
wonderful.
good. Just to bring them
Yeah,
there, they stay with someone and they learn the game and they come back after a year. And then the next
yeah,
year we
yeah.
send two more. Professor, line up that for us, and I'm going to keep checking with you on that one.
Sorry, okay, Omar, no problem, man. I'll be available here anytime you need. Okay,
All right, take care, take care.
take
So
care.
good,
Thank
so
you
good
very much.
talking to
Sorry
you.
about it. Sorry about that my appointment here, but you're rushing me in time now.
All right then.
All right, take care, man.
Well, all right, people, what do you say? What do you think? Professor Alfredo Montesso, man with a heart for Jamaica. I'm telling you, can't understand why this man was let go. Up to this day, I cannot understand why he was let go. It continues to bother me and baffle me. I mean, yeah, we had a rough campaign, but why was Alfredo Montesso let go from the national program? Has a heart. Listen, has a heart for Jamaica. And if he tells you that he's going to look out for Jamaicans, listen, it is no joke thing. He means it. He says what he means, and he means what he says. Therefore, we're going to follow up on it to ensure that we get some, even 2 15-year-old. That is one of my project people, to get every year 2 15-year-olds from Jamaica to go to Brazil to live with somebody and learn the game. Right? Check out that one GTL, right? If we can get two youngsters going to Brazil to learn the game, come back, and then we send two, then I think that would be good. Now, I know we're going to say he didn't get the result, and that is true, and people are judged based on the result. But what we can say is that that team with Joby McAnuff and those guys, honestly, they didn't have as much talent as this team, but they were playing better than this team. And so even though we weren't going to make that campaign, the truth is we were playing better. So imagine if we had the opportunity to bring on, man, Jay Taylor, sorry that I couldn't bring it on. The professor had to run. You understand me? But what are your thoughts on what the professor said? Um, I'm not hearing you, Jay Taylor. Are you muted? Hold on a sec. One.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me just say this. One. When I make the arrangement, trust me, a place to stay in Brazil, we have we have a trust me, we have enough people over there. I have enough contacts over there that I can get two youngsters to stay with for 1 year. All expenses paid. So we're gonna keep talking to the professor about this and see if in 2022 that can happen. Go ahead, Taylor.
Big up Coach Karom, himself. I was on the ground. So, Mannings, watching your show, it gives me a sense of redemption and a feeling of joy when an actual coach and a previous technical director comes out and he said the same thing I said on your show, Mannings, man. You have to have a local base team and then you add the pieces you need. There's no way you can tell me that you can have your entire team 11 hours on a flight away from you. How do you organize practices? How much is it going to cost you to organize a practice? And the coach talked about that. And I think that's the mindset we need. However, I don't know if he would be the right coach for the senior men's team. However, I would more like to see him a part of the youth team because that was one of my questions I was going to ask Manning if he would have rather take on the youth program because he would be more effective there.
Let me tell you the truth is, people. So we have had several conversations. So like Natty Congo seemed like he knows Montesso and Coach Karuni. All right, if you know him, for the people who know him, he's not really. He can coach, but his expertise are not in the hands-on coaching. It is from a technical director point. So my thing is that this is the kind of person who could create a manual or programs from 8 years old, like you say he's doing at international, all the way up. He could be and then everybody across Jamaica, he would know how to coach the coaches to coach that system. I think that is his strength. His strength is not to, you understand me? His strength, I don't think his strength is not to
be hands-on out there calling plays and
right. So what he can do, he's very intelligent. He's like there you go, Coach Karumi. He's an educator. So he can coach coaches. And I think a technical director.
Yeah, that's what a technical. He directs all the football in protocols and things that need to take place.
Yeah, and I think that is what we're missing in the football, because our technical director, in my opinion, is missing. Like, when last have you heard from the technical director of
What's
Jamaica?
the name of the technical director? Could you enlighten the fans, Manins?
Well, where is Pessoa? The technical director, I understand, is Wendell Downswell.
Okay, really? I
So,
never. Whoa, wow.
yeah, but when last have you heard from the technical director?
I haven't seen his face in years, actually, on anything, on television or anything. I haven't seen him either. And I'm hearing that he's potentially one of the people in line for the job. I was
So,
thinking
if
that
he gets the job, who is going to be the technical
I
director?
think it's a bad idea. I think having Coach Dunswell, all respect, you have done the country justice, but we don't want to go. You see, sometimes when things burn down, it's not all bad. You know the saying, man is man, where they say a wise man see an opportunity in every problem, but a fool see a problem in every opportunity. I see an opportunity in this problem that we have here. And the opportunity is for us to rebuild this thing better and to make sure whoever comes in, the foundation is strong and they won't be able to deplete the program whether or not they stay or they go. So it's important for the ground level. This is why I'm saying, like, having a person like Montesso, because I'm passionate about the under 17s. I remember watching the under 17s in the World Cup playing against Argentina. You have players like Saviola coming out. Those players went on to become superstars. Jamaica was there. We had our young superstars. I believe that until our under 17s start qualifying for every World Cup, our football won't be better. Because when you have your under 17 qualify, what that does for you is, man, is it creates a huge pool of
Platform, yeah,
prospects coming through. Not
yeah,
all of them is gonna make it, and you don't need all of them to make it. You just need
yeah,
a good 3 or 4
yeah,
coming through
yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
Yeah. All right. I've also Levon from Sports Frenzy who is joining us and sing, and so I'm going to have him chime in and sing. But let me tell you this. All right. So, 2020, this man was available and made it known that he wanted to come and help Jamaica. 2019, he was available and he made it known that he wanted to come and help Jamaica. And in 2018, he was available and he made it known he wanted to come back and help Jamaica. So that much I will say. So let the chips fall where they may. Levon, what do you have to say based on
All right, so
what is
mornings, blessings again, and big up yourself, J Taylor, big up yourself, commenters, yeah, man. You know that I learned a lot from that interview, and I kept on commenting as a great interview because you know that personally, you and I are big on youth development, and
yep.
majority of that conversation, you could have heard him talking about those youth. Youth is where it's at because even if you look at teams across the world, right? For instance, you look at a Denmark, you look at a Norway. It's just youths that they keep on pushing out, and sometimes you'll be there and like, who is this person? Who is that person? You just see them keep the crop of youths just keep on coming through. So when you look at it,
I'm in Denmark, by the way, my G.
yeah, man, say most know about a lot of those youths. So yeah, so I'm looking at it and I'm saying that if this man can have this vision, why is it that they never went for him? As you said, he was available from 2018.
And he wanted to be a part, and he wasn't asking for a lot, Brethren, I know he could have been afforded, but go ahead, Levon.
And remember that when he was here, this man did a very good job. As you pointed out, you could have seen the team had an identity, right? And as you said, it's not a case as if the crop of players then are as good as the crop that we have right now. So if you had that man to what we have now, what do you think could happen? It's like magic.
Yeah,
Remember, we spoke about John Barnes when he was here and was trying to implement in a particular strategy, and it looked good initially until they decided to do whatever happened afterwards. This man had something similar in mind, and we could have seen a clear picture as to what he was about. But I guess now is the time that Jamaica will probably start look at him now that you're probably highlighting him. But guess what? The man is in a job. And as they always say, when I'm available, nobody looks at me. When I'm unavailable, that's when people tend to look at me. So it's just a tricky situation if you ask me. But I love the interview, man.
yeah. Listen, the man says right now in Brazil at his club. Not
Mhm.
this is to me mean that in all the clubs in Brazil, this is happening. You hear what he said? At
Mhm.
8 years old, when he went in, the man said at 8 years old, they have all the kids at 8 showing them where to move on board. People only hearing these things. We're in Jamaica, in our national Premier League. You see them having 8-year-olds teaching them the game. Come on.
No man. 8 euros in Jamaica play road ball. As we would say.
But he did mention road ball, because he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
what he doesn't want to do is for them to not. He wants them to bring out the street ball, the Brazilians. He doesn't want
Yeah.
them to lose that the essence
Yeah.
of Brazil, though they're learning some European things. He doesn't
Yeah.
want them to lose the essence, but they are learning the game on
Yeah.
board at 8 years old. Imagine if you had that. You think Tyreek McGee would be talking about Junior Fleming and body position at this age? If at 8,
But
Manning,
oh, go
good
ahead.
point.
Go ahead.
And also road ball. Pick up yourself again. But let's look at US, right? Just the other day on the weekend, we saw a 13-year-old making his professional debut for them at
yeah,
a particular club, right? So at 13 years old, what most youth out here are doing is either they're in school, is either they're idling or not doing anything at all. Vis-a-vis, those youths are placed in academy and they're taught the basics of the game long time ago. They're mastering that already.
Yeah, but you can't blame the youths in Jamaica. You have
No,
to.
I'm not blaming.
I
I'm
know you're
not
not
blaming the
blaming.
youths.
No, I know you're not blaming them. I'm sorry for using the word blame. So let me explain where I'm coming from. I always try to take into consideration the social construct of the country. Jamaican parents, they don't really get on board until you're already peaking. And they say, "Oh, I'm a boy that man. You saying can run fast? Him boy, you see, I'm go watch him there." They're not there in the at the initial stage where you really need them. Your dad standing on the sideline, taking you to a game, saying, "Son, you know you have to work on that." Something that the coach maybe not talking to him about. And you because a lot of good players, their parents sometimes go out and work with them outside of the whole system that they're in. That one-on-one, and when you know you have that support, it's important. But I wanted to add to you your youth thing that you said. You and Manningsman are really big on the youth thing. I'm big on youth football. My thing is, if you don't solve the youth football, my friend, we're gonna be back here 2024 trying to get English players to come. I think the English players should be a bonus for us. The English players should be the icing on the cake. When the foundation is laid, the flour, the egg, everything get mixed up and the foundation is there. That's the core base players. The English pieces are what come in and give it that extra edge to put it on and get it ready for the wedding, the big party. We are trying to build from top down right now, where we try to bring some stars, qualify, and then hopefully that trickles down. I never see a man build a house from the roof yet. Until that happens, Jamaica will continue to fail.
yeah. Yeah, man, what you
True.
have to say, because here Travis is making a good point that some parents don't have the money to really get their kids to start at 8. And this is where, like, I think the JFF role is important. Like, clubs, for example, the 12 clubs in the Premier League, I'm not talking now because you're in a pandemic. The 12 clubs in the Premier League should have academies. It may not operate like an academy in England, but at least when those kids come home from school, there should be a plan for them um to come to the trainings. You understand me? From 8, get them, because they can still do school. We may not have the kind of system to take them out of school like a Mount Pleasant. You may not find 15 clubs in Jamaica to do that, but you can find other way to implement some of these academy plans. You can have even a coach from the club go into the school and take some of these kids and work with them on the school grounds.
But Mannings, man, you remember when you spoke on my show last night and we were there and we are talking about marketability of the JFF and all those people that they don't have good marketing strategies. That is what it boils back down to, because had they had good marketing strategies and people behind them, we wouldn't be here discussing this, because no matter where you're looking at, it takes money, right?
Yeah.
It takes money to do all these things. So if you look at it now, say they had a good structure in place to get all these things sorted out, we'd be right on track. As I said, J Taylor, if you expect that you're going to build from the top, at some point the top is going to get too old, so it's going to rot. What about the root?
And drop down by you and kill you.
What about the root?
It's gonna drop down on you and kill you.
Listen,
And
people, there's a lot of comments. Let me just say this and then I'm going to come back to you. Lot of comments. Please just bear with me. I want to take all of them, but I can't. But I promise you that before the month end, I'm going to have Alfredo Montesso back again. And there's a former coach that he's from England that I'm going to have on the program as well. So you'll get your opportunities. Just bear with me. Just keep hitting the like button, support the work, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. I'll go ahead. Who was going to speak?
I was gonna speak on the. I see that, as I said, I said early on during the Gold Cup. I said we can find a coach. Some people said to me, "Jay Taylor, you're mad. Nobody no want coach Jamaica." Guys, are you dumb? We're talking about Jamaica. We're talking about a country with 3 million people, but their culture has more impact than a country like China, who has 1 billion people. So people don't understand the power of culture. The James Bond movie is out right now, guys. I think it's in theaters, or it should be soon. And they went back to Jamaica, where it started, to film this James Bond. This is also putting Jamaica out there in another positive light. The Minister of Sports came out and said she was pleased with how Jamaica was portrayed in this film. So people have to understand, I don't buy that stuff. I feel like there are people out there who coach
Yeah.
Jamaica for free just to
Jamaica,
be in
Jamaica is a
Jamaica.
brand by itself. Yeah, yeah.
Just to
That's
be
what
in Jamaica.
this is the thing with Alfredo Montesso. This person, this man, he has harbored thoughts of moving his family. If opportunities were here, he would move his family back at the snap of a finger, because Jamaica, not because of the football first, he loves the football, but because to
People.
him, Jamaica is the kind of place I want to live in because of the whole culture and all of that. But I like this idea. I like this idea though, where instead of sending two players, why not send coaches? I think because the thing is that, and this is probably the best thing to do, find out if we can connect a coach over there. I know that would be harder to do because they don't really need a coach to help them. The player may be good enough to play in the youth 15. The coach, they don't need the coach. They have enough coaches. All
that's the
right.
issue.
But he did say that because one of the things that Brazil is doing is sending their coaches outside of Brazil. Right? You understand me?
I wrote
Outside
that
of
in the
Brazil to
comment.
learn. Yeah.
I wrote that in the comment, Mannings, but it's also affecting. He made a point, Mannings, and he added to what I'm saying. So Brazilian football has changed. When we talk about the whole road ball, that's where the skill came from in the Brazilian team. That we can just go bust a man salad and just dribble down the place. But when it was time to put it in an organized setting, they were able to balance that. Their coaches were able to take that raw skill and add the tactical side to it. No, Brazil has moved. I see Brazil, they're trying to play a lot more like Germany to me. And I think Brazil, I said Brazil don't have any problem qualifying.
Disagree.
Brazil problem to me is going to be when they get to face these top European teams, and you're now trying to play a style of football that you're trying to learn from the source. And I think they will get beat by that if they don't go back to maybe the Brazilian way and tweak it to modernize it. I don't see Brazil winning any World Cup anytime soon, beating a France or a German. And England is getting better. So there's another challenger coming up. So it's gonna be a tough one for Brazil to just come and win like how we expected the yellow jersey to come up to show up and perform.
Right.
I was going to touch on that,
Go ahead.
but I'm saving it for
Go,
my show later on because that's a particular topic that I'm going to talk about. But
yeah.
I just
Let
leave
me
it
tell
for
the
now.
people about it. So listen, Sports Frenzy, they start this evening at 8:10.
Yeah.
8:10, right? They have a very good show called Sports Frenzy. Please, if you have not, you need to go over there, support Levon and the Sports Frenzy crew, subscribe to their channel. We have a very short show coming up later today too. This is, we call it the hat trick, right? But this one is not this kind of football. So if you watch the NFL, we have 4 NFL experts who will be talking NFL football for
Lamar
around
Jackson.
half an hour. Lamar Jackson and that game last night. But we just want to close out this in a few minutes. But I saw, I don't know if everybody heard it, Dread, but every time he spoke, he said we, meaning when he talking about Jamaica, he said we. So he still sees himself
As a
as a
Jamaican.
as a Jamaican.
Jamaican.
And then I see Patrick Riley, who is also a coach, saying that, which is true because that's where Rene Simoes came from. In the 1998 campaign, we actually had a connection with Flamengo, where persons were going back to Brazil to learn.
Learn, yes.
Yes, and I'm saying that these are the kind of things that we have. And some of these things, honestly, people, some of these things don't need money. Your influence is is influence and networking can be better than money. Let me
And
say
you're
it again.
proving it right now, man.
If you have influence, you can get things done that money can't buy.
Yes, yes.
And as I pointed out, it's not just Montesso, even when I listen to Wally Downs when he speaks, that man speaks like a Jamaican. It seems like it's been a while this man want to get involved with Jamaican football. So, as I said, the product is there. It's just for them to market the product.
Yeah,
That's it.
listen, I know that at least 2 years ago, if we had called, even when Montesso was leaving in 2013, I know this. A lot of the things I learned in football, I learned by listening to him. This man could sit down and teach our coaches. I am telling you, teach them. So the point I'm making is that he was here. And we know that when he was asked to coach the team, yeah, the team didn't, but his strong point was his technical directing, and we didn't maximize that.
Did maximize that.
Yeah.
And where we are today, no, where we are right now is so we have a situation with a game tomorrow where it's a potential where the best thing for Jamaican football would actually be a loss. But me wanting Jamaica to actually have a chance, I don't want them to lose the game. But to put that stamp on Theodore with more forehead and says, in Danish, they say manga tak. It means many thanks. To just say thank you for your services and please take a taxi back from Honduras. We would have to lose. So now the best thing that can happen for Jamaica tomorrow is a draw, meaning that they're
Well,
still
boy,
damaged. There's
yeah,
still
but
damage done.
you're doing that because you want the coach to change. I don't know if I understand.
No,
It's
no,
like,
but then you want to kick the can down the road, Mannings. You have to at some point you have to know that that rotten foot the way you have to fix it. You can't keep smell. Either
yeah,
you cut it off or
yeah,
you do
I agree.
something.
No, I agree with Woodwin. Brethren, I'd rather lose and the coach get fired. I want to win and the coach get fired. I don't want us to lose, brother. I want us to win. I don't want us to lose so that the coach can get fired because I don't know that we're going to recovery. You understand me?
No, no. The problem, man, is you see how much a draw can make the fans get calm again. You remember how everybody was revving up?
No, man, no, nobody
No,
not calm.
no,
People,
after the Costa Rica game, I remember I read the comments before the Costa Rica game. Everybody was riled up. Tapa has to go. We got a draw. I saw in the comments. We got a point.
no,
we
no,
got
no,
we
no,
got a
man, no,
point.
man,
No.
no.
So what I'm saying to
Yeah.
remove any doubt, man, of anybody kicking on talking about we get a point. We know say a point tomorrow is a loss. So for me, I would accept losing 2 points
Listen, I
and to
think.
get Jamaica
You know,
jumpstart our
People,
campaign.
let me
but
tell
you
you
know,
what I think.
personally for me, I believe that whether Tapa lose tomorrow
Our
or
win. I
our
think.
win is still going to stay on as the coach.
No,
No, no,
let
no,
me.
no, no, no,
All
no,
right,
no.
hold on, people. Let me tell you what I think. I think the only reason why some persons are there is because, let me tell you what I think. They felt like if Tapa was let go,
Mhm.
like Sunday or Monday, they would have had problems with the players.
Logistical thing.
So, in terms of,
After the final
I am
game.
wondering if they would not have had enough players to play in the game.
Yes.
So they said, okay, let's give him this game and tell him this with the players there so that we can know which of the players are not going to commit. So for the next window, we are going to know who we have to work with. That is my thought. In other words,
But man, is that's brilliant.
we don't want to make the decisions, and then the players are in their different nation, and we don't know. Whatever we're going to do, we need to say it to the players so we can know which players
Who can get
are
called back?
right. That is my reasoning. So I
So,
think whatever the outcome is, there could be hell
so
and powder box.
Genius Manning, so have you sent out the
No,
birds yet?
I think the birds
no,
might have. I think the birds might have chirped.
no, no,
They
no, no, no,
might.
no, no,
I
bro.
think the that sounds very chirpy, man, and it sounds brilliant
This
because
is
what
simple
this
logic
does.
because the rumors were
Yeah.
that I don't know if it is true that if Tapa were released, there are some players who
Yes,
may not
yes,
have wanted to
yes,
play.
yes, yes,
So
Yeah,
yes.
man, what's probably one of those players, man, because what's not Tapa boy, you know,
well,
so
No,
I,
but what's it doesn't count. What we're saying in that sense, what we're saying that remember now, I believe with my soul that Tapa made a deal with the local players. It goes like this. I will always call you, but when them try to fire me, you got my back. And this is what happens. So those guys would have pulled out at the game and the team would have collapsed. So I felt like the birds are actually it just sounds like it's a eagle. The eagle is looking from up above and he's observing the entire scope. And I
but
think they have approached it correctly.
my question is though, I don't have no insight, but I'm just telling you, it's just logics. My question though is this: how many of those players, if they strike, would we say, "Oh my God, we don't want to lose this particular player"?
Did I do you a favor?
Like, no, I don't know, and I'm just asking. I'm not. But how many of those players, like you said, okay, let's say Blake. Blake is pivotal. Given all the other players available, how many other players we could say no, we wouldn't want to lose?
but
Because
Manning's man, stick
yeah,
at him. You mentioned that Blake is pivotal. I agree to an extent, right? However, nobody in the national team is supposed to be sure of their place in the national side. Nobody whatsoever. For
yeah,
instance,
yeah, man.
all right,
You don't think Mbappe is sure of his game in the front side?
those man earned it.
So you don't think
It
Blake
is
earned his spot?
all right,
Blake,
listen, Mannings.
go ahead, my friend.
Mannings, listen. What I'm getting at is that when you have a particular coach, you know that these players are going to be picked. With the French national side, it's basically something of similar nature, because they shams have a preference for certain players, so you're always going to see them being called. But what I'm getting at is that it seems like no matter what Andre Blake does, his game is always sure. What I'm saying is that when you look at it, why is it that no matter how poor a man is playing, even if this man is unattached, a man is going to get called up? What sense does that make? So what I'm saying is that you want a national team set up that nobody in that team is sure that they're going to get a spot.
Yeah,
Mannings,
man.
give it. Add to him, Mannings.
Hold on,
Because
I think J. Ross is true though. Taxi Blake and Low maybe, but outside of that, I don't know.
we have to
But
add to that Blake thing the way you say. Blake
yeah,
is irreplaceable, and to me, Blake his performance has dropped in the Jamaican jersey this year. And I would say to a lot of the Jamaican players after this Honduras game, don't exchange your jersey because this might be the last time you play for Jamaica. It might be a valuable souvenir. So hang on to that thing that you have there, my
Sounds
brother.
like you're talking about Jonah Flemings.
I'm talking about a lot of them. I'm talking about a lot of them. Alvas Powell. I'm talking Junior Flemings. I'm talking Javon Watson. You did the best your body was capable of doing. I cannot ask you for
yeah,
more. You're a valiant citizen. You have
yeah.
risen from the depths of the earth in Jamaica and came out and you performed. Who else? O'Neill Fisher. O'Neill Fisher, unfortunately, had
I don't think O'Neill Fisher would strike though.
no. He had a
I,
manner. No, I mean, like I was talking about the players that we potentially won't see again.
oh, you mean?
Whether or not they strike, I'm not giving them the opportunity to strike. A good coach is gonna come in and see that we're not. These
Not
guys
good
ain't the
enough.
answer. You know the Kanye West interview where he said you don't have the answers, Sway. These players don't have the answers. When we talk about local players, we're not talking about these ones on the team right now. I felt like we could have got better local players out of Jamaica this year to perform better than some of these guys that we have in the graveyard league called the USL.
Yeah.
And because when I watch Cavaliers, when I watch Mount Pleasant, you can see there are two players there. There are one player there. There's you could at least five players who could have come in and compete for O'Neal Fisher, compete over Alvas Powell, compete over Juna Fleming. So when a new coach comes in, the bias is gonna be removed, and people have to get called because they're actually doing something.
Okay.
But
So I see
J
some
remember
people
remember
saying,
that Mannings and I advocated for even Ramon Howell, over Javon Watson. That
yeah,
man should have been in the squad over him. So you have a point. There are
yeah,
better players here locally, but favoritism and all of that. That's what caused
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's maybe. I think Jeremy and Blake. People keep sending the comment. We're trying to go through as much as them. Real talk. That's why they don't want a new manager to come because only Tapa pick them. With my name.
Exactly.
Honestly. Which kind of makes sense. All right, people, what we're gonna do for the rest of the show? Good interview for those of you who came on late. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, see if we can get 1,350. All right, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick our starting 11 because none of us can figure out what Tapa is going to do. So
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
we're gonna pick our starting 11, and then tomorrow when the birds, birds don't fly at night. So when the birds return in the morning at the break of day, I will give you the starting 11. So we're going to pick our starting 11, three of us, right? And how it
Yes.
works is that people, you help us. Give us some names, and the names that are most consistent are the names that we're going to put. One thing we know is that Tapa not changing the formation. 4-2-3-1.
One.
It's not changing. So at least we know that there's one thing consistent about the team is the formation. All right. So let's go. All right. So we know that in goal is going to be Andre Blake, right? We can agree to that.
Yes, sir.
Our Dylan Barnes, Andre Blake, right?
Blakey, man. Final
Yeah.
game, man, I gonna start him loyal soldier.
All right. If it is his final game, all right.
You start to lie, soldier, but
Damian Lowe comes back into the side. You think?
Yes, but I'm here scratching my head.
You think
Does
he's going to play?
Mariappa lose his place? Or
No, man,
it's
because
unofficial?
Maria
Mariappa,
Mariappa played,
hold on, listen what I'm saying, Mannings. Is it that Mariappa will be shipped out onto the right hand side, on the Fisher back on the bench, and you might see Javon Watson starting at centre back?
No, people. Let me hear what the people say. What you think, people?
I'm just thinking the craziness that Tapa has been thinking.
What you think, people? Yeah, J Taylor, what you think?
no. I think Damian Lowe and Damian Lowe and Mariappa goes back to centre back. He's not. That's
Okay.
yeah. It's
You,
obvious.
you know what? I have not shared my screen.
Yes.
Just realized that. So sorry.
All right. I came in
Yeah,
with the
man.
backup quickly.
Yeah.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, people. So there we go. So that is it right there. You seen it? We've seen it, right?
Yeah, man.
All right. So bam. So there we go. So people, do you agree that that is what Tapa is going to do? Or you really think he's going to move maps? At, at I couldn't see Tapa doing that.
Yeah, no, that would be madness.
I mean, I know he's you understand? I know
Trust me.
I know he's very strange, but I can't see him doing that. I just don't see him. I'm gonna give him some credit. He's not going to do that. All right.
No.
So left back, let me put in the sure starters,
Yeah.
and then we can work out the others. Kemar Lawrence,
Yes, there it is.
right? Kemar Lawrence, right? We believe that I would play Anthony Grant over this side because our right side is the
It's the
weakest
weak link.
side.
Yeah.
So I would play where he can give some coverage over on this side. And you know that he's going to start. All right. So Anthony Grant is going to start because he's there. Now, I think we have to guess the rest of positions. All right.
I think Speedy might come back in, but if Javon Watson and Anthony Grant did look a bit stable in the first half, I can't lie about that. They did look compact, but I let you guys. My guess is that we probably go with Speedy because the Hondurans play a bit faster and they tend to be very fit. But I'll let the
That's
other
what I was going to ask in a
connection.
JTL. Do you think that Tapa will actually play that Javon Watson who struggles with fitness for back
Yeah,
to back
yeah,
3 games?
yeah.
That wouldn't really seems fathomable by me.
But you know, Tapa move like a Bellevue patient more times, so you don't know. We don't know if it's
True.
what's gonna
That's
happen
the truth.
tomorrow. You know, it's
So one, two, three, four. So what? Oh, Speedy. Okay, so you're saying that
Let's put in Speedy.
Eagle
Mhm.
Republic, Eagle Republic is basically saying Fisher is going to bench. I
And who comes on it right back?
well, he's agreeing with you
There you
that
have it.
maybe he's.
You see, I'm not thinking madness. See, someone
Say,
actually
No, no, no,
agree.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no,
I don't
no, no, no,
agree.
no, no.
I don't
That
agree with
no,
that
no.
Eagle Republic. I
That
don't
is
agree.
madness. That is madness.
But when it
Low
comes
was
to
only
looking
out
at
because
madness,
he was on a two yellow. So he comes back in and him and Mariapa, he's not gonna expert. Mariapa has been actually the most. You saw Mariapa had two of the break up two important plays in the 18-yard box for us the last game. I don't think he moves Mariapa out of that position. He's one of our most solid center backs that we
Yeah,
have right now.
I don't think he's good, and I don't think he's going to. If he didn't play Javi and Brown in Jamaica, and Fisher played a good game, I don't see how he benches Fisher right now.
not
Like
happening.
if he was going to give Javi and Brown, it probably would be at the stadium. All right. So okay, Coach Karumi is saying that he would play Watson, Grant, and Williams as a midfield three.
Oh my God!
So who is
Please,
going to be creative?
please.
Coach Karumi.
I don't think coach is
So
trying to create anything.
let's put O'Neil Fisher here. Neil Fisher. Here you go. All right. Look, put Devon Williams. All right. So how we look so far? How the team looking?
It looks familiar. Look like a movie I saw before. Yeah,
This
we're
has not
doing
happened
well.
in a very long time, Rajic. All right. So
All
that
right,
has not
Mannings, before I
happened.
move on, though, Mannings. People, 208 people on the live, and just 124 likes. Come on, man. Do better than that.
Yeah, man. Let's get the likes up to 200 people. Come on, man.
My name's Can I address something with Speedy Williams? Speedy Williams has been said to be one of our most improved players. We can't argue over that. It's there. It's on tape. We saw how much the player has improved. But I saw this big weakness in Speedy's game. I realized something, Mannings and the other panelists. Speedy doesn't
Lavon. Lavon.
Lavon.
Yeah.
Speedy doesn't allow players to get too close to him, so he makes the safest pass very quickly. But what I realize is most of those passes are negative passes. It shuts down the play. The difference. Look how Anthony Grant played. Look what Anthony Grant did. Anthony Grant held the football, calmed the game down, and found his outlet. Look when Speedy has the ball. It's like he's on a clock. He's trying to. He doesn't
All
want
right,
players to get close to
JTL,
him,
stick
and he
up
has
in.
to work on
I'm
that.
going to stop you there.
Yeah.
All right. So when you look at it, the best Speedy Williams has played is when he's alongside Anthony Grant. The game that he played with Javon Watson, he had to be doing the work for two men, right? So I mean, I'm not a fan of Devon Williams because personally I don't like the player, but looking at it from an analytical standpoint, when he plays with Anthony Grant, you know that Anthony Grant is going to basically shield the back four, so that allows him more freedom to play a sort of box to box sort of role. When he does that, he tends to play better versus when he's playing with Javon Watson. So to be saying that tend to do all of that, I don't think it's been fair to the guy.
Right. But here's what I want to say, people. I heard from what I've heard, Jamal Lowe is still in Honduras.
He is?
Yeah, from what I heard. So there are some people saying that he's back in England, but he traveled to Honduras. So I don't know, but let's the birds. I need to text the birds. Oh, Owen is saying that he's back in the UK. Okay. Owen is saying he's back there. So if Owen says it, then 1-1. You would know as well. Is he back in the UK? He's in England. All right, there you go. So he's in
Yes,
England.
he
All right.
is.
Okay, he is. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So Jamal Lowe, that's one less headache for Whitmore. All right. So Bobby Reed, I mean, really helped out O'Neal Fisher. Um, who plays up front? Andre Gray, Shamar Nicholson, or Kemar Roof?
Mannings, don't you think it's a potential situation where Bobby Reed might get switched into where Kemar Roof played the last game?
And where Kemar Roof plays? Kemar Roof ain't benching. I can tell you that
So
because the
Kemar,
coach,
yeah,
the
Kemar Roof
coach,
not gonna play on the right for Bobby. True,
the,
true,
the
true. I
coach, the
get you.
coach love Kemar Roof, so he's not going to be benched.
True, I will agree with
All
you.
right, for me personally, I'd love to see Andre Gray actually start this game, but
Mhm.
I just have a feeling that Boza is going to start this one once again.
So we're going with Bowser.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He's really going with what it means it his what do you call them? His loyal bunch?
No man, loyal soldiers,
So
man.
who
Loyal
plays
Man, they
soldiers.
would think
who
it's great.
plays on the left now?
Oh, Jamal Lowe left.
Jamal Lowe is not there. So
Junior
it's,
Flemings will play there.
Jonah Flemings will start.
Just watch.
Yeah, Jonah Flemings. There's nobody else. Think about it. There's nobody else. There's no other options, Manins. You have another one?
if we were picking the team, what I'll do, let me
Yeah.
tell you what I'll do. You see where O'Neal Fisher is?
Mm.
I'd put him where Bobby Reed is and play Javi and Brown at right back.
And switch Bobby Reed over to the
And
left.
put Bobby Reed over to the left and then put put Maggie in the middle. Because I would have two persons who work hard defensively. O'Neal Fisher and Bobby Reed on the other side. Because O'Neal Fisher gave us a lot of squares. Maybe he's better offensively. But Whitmore ain't going to do that.
Yeah, and you know, Manins one in Europe you can't say square. You know, square in Europe means cigarette. So
Sorry.
just helping you. he,
Sorry.
he made some.
So what must I say?
What is the actual term? Because
Cross.
we
Cross.
can't say crosses. Give you a lot of crosses in the box.
All right.
I don't.
So what about this? Could this work? The people who know Bowser, could we put Bowser here?
No, Manins.
And Anton
Nope.
and
Nope.
Gray here?
Manins, what did you
Man,
just
man,
do?
don't try to experiment too much. Put back Boza right up
Put
there.
back Bosa there. You didn't see Bosa turning on the football? He looked like an oil tanker in the Mediterranean. He can't turn. He turns so slow. I don't know if he's carrying a bag of yam on him back or something, but he's
So who
slow
plays?
now.
We're going back with Junior
He's
Fleming
slow.
again.
Yeah,
What
we have
chances
no
do you
choice.
have?
We have no choice. It's Flemings. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Bosa slow, man. He needs to stay right
The,
up there.
pro- the
So
problem the problem though, Mannings, is that just based on the formation that is being played, that's the reason why you have to set up like this.
Yeah, but he's not. One thing I can tell you, he may change personnel. He ain't changing formation. I,
Exactly.
I can tell you that. And that means that, listen, if he plays this, Maggie, unless he's going to play a Roof out on the flank
I
and
think
play
he
Maggie
might play
here.
a Roof out on the right tomorrow and put Maggie where Roof is. I'm guessing. I
All
think
right,
I
so let's
because
do that. So
yeah,
put
yeah.
him out here and put Maggie here.
Yes, I think that might be the formation tomorrow.
Or better yet, put Roof on the left and Maggie centrally, Bobby Reed on the right again.
Yeah, man, that's what he
Bobby,
has
Bobby
Yeah,
done.
Reed, Bobby Reed did well covering with
yeah.
O'Neal
Yeah,
Fisher.
yeah.
So
People, what do you think of that at the starting 11?
They
All
say
right, so
who's
yes,
slow.
yes, yes,
Shamar
yes, what
Nichols
you
is
see
slow,
what I'm
man.
telling you though? Mark Chambers agree with me. Like, I think that would be the best thing to do. I would put I would put Fisher up where Bobby Reed is, and then I would put Javi and Brown at right back.
Manins, you are a sane person. It's like saying, why would the madman eat out of the trash can? You wouldn't. You have to you understand. It
it's
comes
just
with
not
something.
happening.
It's not happening, Manins. You're thinking in a sane way. You would
Jermaine Dane
actually
said take
try.
out. Somebody's saying that take out Bowser and put in who?
I think
And
Gray might get the
and
start
Gray.
this game. I think
All
Gray
right, so
might get
let's
the
do
start.
that. Let's start Gray. Maybe they will say to Bowser, you never behave right when you came off, so we're gonna bench you.
Yeah. Bozal a broke up bench like he's in wrestling now, WWE.
Just a sign of showing some discipline. All right. Who else you say we must change now? Let's see what the people are saying. Fisher can cross the ball. Some people make Boza come on. Okay, so we have done that.
But I said it to you last night, Mannings, that personally
Yeah.
for me, I think Boza plays better off the bench.
I think what the coach could do though is put back roof. If people look at this is what I would do if I were the coach. All right. And Levon and JT were my assistant coach. This is what I would do.
Okay.
All right. So I would do this.
All right.
I would do this. And with oh sorry. We can't find Javian Brown. So we're just gonna have to use Brian Brown, right? So when you say Brian Brown, it's speaking to Javian Brown. That's what I would do because I think I have better defense. Um, yeah,
So you're saying that you'll probably have a double up on the right hand side, and then Fisher can cross the ball, so that could
right.
possibly work.
And then Bobby Reed would be also able to help out Kemar. You understand me? Which gives us defensive stability.
But here what though, Mannings, the problem
Yeah.
with that though is that you see when Bobby Reed has to defend so deep, it takes away from what you get
Yeah.
attacking wise.
But this is why I put him where Lawrence is because Lawrence has been playing better defensively. So I don't think Bobby Reed would have to trap back too much.
Okay. Because you know that a lot of people have been critical of Bobby Reed, saying that he has been very poor. But what they don't actually realize is that
Mark,
he has to
this,
be constantly playing defensively. He doesn't have
yeah.
much attacking thrust.
Mark said would lose if I were the coach.
Man, trust me, if you were the coach and I was the assistant, there's no way we'd lose that game.
Mark, what would you do differently, Mark? Who sent Javan East on the left? Fresh God, why you give so much joke, man? He has done exactly what you're saying. Let me see what the same 20 time playing a left back in midfield. He actually did that at in Serbia. There you go. No man, we don't need Fisher to take on a man one-on-one. All right. What I'm saying though is that Jamaica had the most squares or crosses in a game in the last 8 games, and 4 of them were by Fisher. So that is why we're doing that. All right. What would Javier Brown do offensively management? Play in a back 3. No, the coach is not going to change the formation. He's not going to change it.
Oh, Mannings to the commentator that said that he actually played a left-sided player. I believe they're talking about it never happened. Probably the person is actually looking at it from how they set it out and the Google and all of that, because the team was all over the place. It sets out as a 4-4-2, but I guarantee you, and I kid you not, that this wasn't how they played. Remember that it was the same game that Damian Lowe actually played as a defensive midfielder.
Okay.
Because if you're looking at it right now, it says Amari Bell is playing at left back, then it has Damian Lowe in front of Amari Bell.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
All right, but people, that is the team that we would pick. Listen, it is 1 hour and a half when the stream is, and so the stream finishes in 1 minute. Let me give you some stuff that you need to do. Again, first, thank you for tuning in. Before you leave, please go and hit the like button and subscribe. Check out Sports Frenzy. They have a show at 8:10 tonight. There are other channels.
So correction to some of the guys, because some of the guys saying that I'm copying a particular show. No, I'm not. It's 8:10 Jamaica time. So point it out. 8:10 Jamaica time.
Jamaica time. 8:10 Jamaica time. All right. So jump over there, support them. Yeah, I saw Dre anywhere. In here, he has a channel as well. He put out a video today. You have the formula. I mean, out there doing his work. I tell you, he's one of the coolest dude when it comes on to these vlogging things. Ryan LFC, he did a great interview with Craig Butler. Check that out as well. You have, Coaches Desk with Coach Minzy and the gang. Check them out as well. Who am I leaving? Sports Down the Middle. You understand me? Who am I leaving out? Am I forgetting anybody? Military Guna. Listen, check out the channels. Like up the stream. Hit the subscribe button. Please don't leave without subscribing. So please do that. We are going to jump from this stream because I have, like I said, 4 experts in the NFL who will be doing a very short show looking at the NFL game. So if you like the NFL, you'll see it come up. That's what we'll be discussing. Levon, thank you. Jay Taylor, is always my pleasure to have you on the stream. Respect one and all. Again, thank you so much. Fresh God, bless up. All the moderators, thank you for all the love and all the support. If you came on late, we had Professor Alfredo Montesso on. Just hit the rewind and you can watch the whole interview with him. Great interview, great content. We had Paul Teagat Davis on early in the day. Tomorrow, we have our next national player who was a part of the campaign. He's going to be on with us talking about what that was like. He's also a coach now, and he will tell you what he could do to help the national team. So people, bless up, respect, Levon, bless up. Jay Taylor. Yeah, man.
Peace Jay Taylor, I just jump over sports friends, because I want to talk to you about the Denmark League.
Send me the link so I can find the channel.
All right, I'll send it to Manning's man and then he'll just
all right, shoot it to me.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
jump over there with you, man, right now, because
right,
I'm up right now. All right, blessings.
All right, cool.
I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over. Yes, sir. For the day done, you are gonna love over, yes, sir.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.